minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to US ARC and all US ARC members. If you don't know what US ARC is, don't be ashamed. Just go ahead and click the third link in the description below. See what US ARC is all about, okay? You never know when legislations are going to hit your backyard, so that's why it's very important to consider becoming a US ARC member today. These numbers really do matter, and they look at it for consideration when it comes to battling legislation. So first and foremost, thank you, Phil Goss. Thank you to anybody out there who partners up and volunteers with US ARC organization. Thank you for anyone out there who's a US ARC member. And if you can't become a US ARC member today, please talk about it on your platforms. Let your neighbors know, let all your pet stores know what US ARC is here for, and it's here to fight for our animal rights. Thank you to every US ARC member and US ARC supporter out there. True.
All right. Good evening, everybody. This is Crystal of the Girls Who Love Reptiles podcast. You're now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world, the Trap Talk Reptile Network. This is already episode 40, and I'm really excited to have our guest on tonight, Jen from Kittinger Reptiles. I've gotten to know Jen, I think, better over the last few months. Really, I think it was Sear at Bob's show, and then again at Tinley. And yeah, just been talking, after the show, and just kind of had that little bit of connection with her, and just wanted to have her on and talk to her a little bit about her work with the business and the family, and just get to know her a little more. So really, really excited to have her on tonight. So say hi to you guys in the chat really quickly. Hope you're all having a great weekend. It's been pretty solid weekend for me. The weather's been great, so I've done some stuff outside. I went on like a little charity walk for work this afternoon. So we walked about 3 miles. That was great. Weather's finally warm. It's been raining every day lately, so I'm glad to finally see the sun. So I'll say hi to you guys for a little bit. So we got Mike. Thanks for tapping in, Mike, from MORPH Avenue. We got Amanda from PJ's Creation. Thanks for tapping in. Big C. Yes, it's kind of my nickname I've gotten from being on Newbury on the Block with Emilio. So yeah, appreciate it. Yep, everyone had a productive day. I saw you guys were cleaning some wrap tubs, but that was a lot of fun. And then of course we got Marcus, Lucid Arboreals from Sweden. Thanks for tapping in. We got Shane from Evolve All Scales. Still haven't charged my phone yet, Shane. It's going down to 1%. Sorry about that. We got Scott from Noble Family Fauna. We'll do just a few more. Tommy from Exotic World of Geckos. Thanks for tapping in. Hogalicious. Thanks for listening. I love that. I love that name. It always puts a smile on my face. We'll kind of finish it up with Reggie from the Morphold. I know he put in the trap chat today that Snakey got from Kittinger, so he's really excited about this episode as well. All right, so with that, we'll do some sponsors, and I'll bring on Jen on, and we'll get started. So as you guys heard, MJ right before the show is, of course, join US ARC, just how important it is. The link is in the description below. The more people we have supporting them, the better, and we couldn't say we can't keep these wonderful species without them. So really important to become a member of US ARC today. Of course, a big shout out to Channing with ReptiCo. Channing is the daughter of Billy and Dawn Rice from Rice Reptiles. She is starting her own reptile business, focusing on various species such as really quality high-end hognoses and crested geckos. So go and follow them on Instagram under officialreptico, and also go follow the Rice family in general, as well as their YouTube channel. They've been doing a lot of work lately, putting out high-quality, awesome videos week to week on their productions and what's going on over there. So go ahead and give them a follow them on MORPH Market. Really excited to see what Channing will be doing in the future. And then we got the COCO Dude. So go to cocodude.com for all of your COCO needs. My personal favorite is COCO to go. It has least amount of dust. It's the only brand I can do due to my allergies. So really love the chipper, the COCO Dude. So go with them. Use TrapFan25 for a percentage off your order. If you have questions about that, just reach out to MJ or I. And then, of course, we got Blake with all of your quail needs. So hit up Blake at Blake's Exotic Feeders. Tell him that MJ from the Trap sent you, and he'll get you set up right. And then we'll kind of finish it up with Clutch. Really great way to organize all your ball python pairings, incubator times. And then also, I think they have a really neat pairing guide, kind of breaks it down on, gives you little stars on how strong your pairings are. So I think for those that are starting out, it could be really helpful. So yeah, go ahead and sign up for Clutch if you haven't already. And with that, I'll bring on Jen and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, you're in the show now. What's up?
Hi. Yes, we did meet a few times in the past few months. It was
Yeah.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah, after I think it was at the Tinley show. Yeah, and she was like, "Yeah, you should totally have Jen on." I was like, "Yes, I have her. I have her on my list of." Yeah, I think because I don't think we met before. Maybe briefly in Tinley of October of last year, but it was really at Bob's show that we talked, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah. Southeast Reptile Expo. Yeah, that's where I remember speaking to you the most. And then Tinley, yes.
And then Tinley. Yep. And then I'll probably see you next, I think, in Daytona, because I'll be in Florida for sure, living there by then. So I am planning on going to Daytona. Are you guys doing that one?
Oh, yeah. That's our home show. We love that show.
Okay. I know it's hard with, I think Bob's second show is like the week before that. So I know some Florida people are like divided on where to go for those weekends. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Okay. I'll be there as well. So yeah. Oh, Matt, our favorite Kittinger. Oh, that's awesome. Matt will be on New Burner on the Block tomorrow night. So don't be afraid to tap in.
Matt.
Yep. Love Matt. So how's your weekend been going? Anything fun? We talked a little bit backstage about your dog and everything, but everything else going okay?
Yes, my weekend was good. Yes, I had a great weekend. Had a good time on Friday night. Got a little rest on Saturday. Today was productive. I had some stuff to do around the house and then played in my garden. Played with my bunnies. Well, really fixing things and, keeping them alive. Yeah, the dog got the bunny because, yes. So that was fun. Right before the show, I had to run out and save my bunny from my dog's mouth.
Oh my! What kind of rabbits are they?
They're just little dwarf bunnies. I don't know. I got them from somebody else. She was getting rid of them, and she just had a baby. So we went over there to get one, and we ended up with 5.
Oh man!
So, yeah, we only have 4 left. So one of them didn't make it, but yeah. So we had 4 bunnies, and then I have a cavapoo, and I also have a cat.
So a little furry. I like rabbits quite a bit. I had a dwarf in vet school, Netherland dwarf rabbit. And I've always loved the lop-eared, the Holland lops.
That's what I had. I had a Holland lop dwarf.
Favorite.
So yeah, that's what I had too. When I got after my divorce, I got a condo and I couldn't have pets. So I was like, oh, they're not going to hear a bunny. He was my favorite thing in the entire world. Like he lived in my kitchen in his little thing. Like we had an outdoor patio so he could go out there and it backs up right to the woods. So nobody could see him. But oh, I loved him. When he passed away, that's when I got the other bunnies.
They make great pets. They're very personable. One of my friends at work, she has 2 bunnies and yeah, I've always liked, they're just a little on the messier side. So it's kind of like a upkeep on cleaning, but that was the only thing that was a little annoying.
These ones are outside. They have a big enclosure for the dog to get in. But yeah, they're outside. Yeah, I don't want them inside. I can't do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of like sweeping and a lot of hay and yeah, but no, they make really great pets.
Yes, I agree.
So yeah, I've had pretty productive weekend as well. I feel like I was extremely busy at work this week, getting home really late, so I had to push off all of my housework till the weekend, but I was able to do that and relax a little bit. So kind of start off, I guess, asking like how your kind of background, introduction, like how did you get into working with reptiles with Jason? That's the biggest question I have.
Definitely has nothing to do with my background.
Okay.
I got into it just like randomly after my divorce. I started helping him. My background though is business management, some marketing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I worked for Panera Bread. I was a GM for a while. I really liked that job. So yeah, so that's my background, business management. So
Yeah.
after my divorce, I just started helping Jason. And like I told you, when I first went over there, like he's always had snakes and reptiles. He's had other reptiles too. But so he's always had snakes, but when I went over there to like start helping him, I did not realize how many snakes he had.
How many did he have when you started?
Oh gosh, I would say, I'm probably wrong, but I would say 100.
Okay.
Obviously he has way more now, but and that's when I started helping him. I was only helping him on Fridays. Just I started helping him on Fridays, and that was it. And then like later down the road, he would like kind of bring it up, like if you want to go full time, like kind of like just throwing it out there sometimes. And I never thought in a million years that would even be possible to do that full time. And then we started like when the Daytona show, like I started going to the Daytona show before I was ever working with him, just like popping into like support. But that was all I really knew of it. And then once I started working for him, and then you get more involved, then I started to understand. And then finally, at one point I was just like, okay, let's do it. Like, let's go. And here we are. That was that was like 4 years ago, I think.
So you started with Jason and brother like full time 4 years ago then.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's 4 years now.
And what did you start working on Fridays? What did you start doing initially? Like mostly cleaning, or was it like using your business background? Like what?
No, it was terrible. When I went over there, all I was doing, like I was terrified of snakes, like absolutely terrified of snakes. So I wasn't holding them or anything. So he would clean the tubs and I would just change the waters for him. And that was it.
Wow.
Like, the water and put it down. I know, thinking about it now, I'm like, wow, what a worthless like bit of help. But so yeah, that's what I started doing on Fridays. And then I remember the first time he had like babies and I wanted to hold one, like I was going to try to see, and I dropped it. First baby. So I was like, oh no. And then eventually I just got used to it and then went to bigger ones. And then here we are.
And I maybe missed it, when you first started to when you did full time, how long ago was that span?
I would say I helped him for like a year.
Okay.
Maybe a little over a year before we decided to go full time. I might be wrong on that timeline, but it's similar in that area.
Okay. So it wasn't like too long ago before I guess he asked you to do full time and you kind of jumped in. Was there any hesitation with that, or did you feel comfortable enough and you're way about to like, oh yeah, I can do that, no problem? Or how did that go about?
I mean, hesitation because I didn't understand the business.
Okay.
And like I said, I didn't understand that snakes could be such a big thing. So that was a hesitation, but like the trust that I have in him, there was no hesitation with that. So that was the easy part of the transition. Like, it's like, okay, well, at least I trust him. He's not going to set me up to fail.
Right. Yeah, especially going in with family. We'll kind of get into that a little bit because it's an interesting dynamic that I feel like we don't see a lot. And I'm trying to think of any other, like the Rice family. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of that family dynamic.
Yeah, there's a very sweet breeder, Jonathan and Caitlin Wilcox. They're brother and sister duo also.
Okay, what's their business name? Well, I'm not thinking familiar.
That feels so terrible. I know it starts with a P.
It's hard off the top of your head. Yeah.
Oh, I love them so much. They're so sweet, but I cannot think of their name. I know I have his shirt in my room.
I'll go and look them up. So
yeah, you're gonna have to meet her too. She's a sweet girl.
Okay, yeah, I'll look her up and have her on if she wants to come on. Oh, Prince Elio's about to mention them. Okay, maybe somebody will mention it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm sure people know them. They were at Tinley also, so they're just a great little couple, like brother and sister. Like they're just sweet, nice people.
Nice people. You can kind of. I mean, I know there was some obviously like not good people in the reptile hobby, but I feel like most people are pretty, you can just tell that they're good people when talking to them and kind of just get a real feel. So I think the shows are like so important to be able to network and get to know people that way and build that connection.
Yeah, definitely. Because there's so many different walks of life in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to meet so many people from so many different places. So that alone makes it exciting, going to the shows and meeting all those different types of people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All from different backgrounds, but you seem to feel like you've known that person a while just over the reptiles. I feel like we've only met, I feel like, a couple of times, but as we're talking, you can definitely feel that kind of similar energy, at least for my end, similar kind of energy, and just feel like, I've been friends for a while, but only met a couple times. So it's just interesting how the reptiles can kind of just form connections like that so easily.
Yeah, it is nice when you get to meet some people that are some solid people in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the shows more fun too, because then you want to support your friends, you want to show up for your friends.
Right. Oh, they put it in there too. Phylogeny, that was it.
Okay, I didn't even want to try and then mess it up.
That's a tough one to pronounce. I thought that's a very interesting name. Very cool.
Yeah, great brother sister duo. You should check them out for sure. You'll probably, as soon as you look into it, you'll probably realize who they are.
Seen them, yeah. Me still new into it. I'm still kind of learning everybody and their background and all of that. So I guess it's the past 4 years since you've been working full time. What's been like the biggest, like maybe shock or something that you weren't expecting? The reptiles in general being a big thing, but was there anything, you didn't see this coming? Really? We were talking backstage, you're like, never in a million years, but was there anything that you've...
Oh yeah. Never saw myself in an industry like this. That's what we're talking about backstage. Yeah. It's just, like I said, I was terrified of snakes, but that my being with my brother, like, that makes it so much easier. Because when you trust somebody, it's like, oh, he's got it. Like, anything goes wrong, oh, he's got it. I mess up, Jason, oops. Like, it's a good relationship to have when you have to be like working so close with somebody all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So very fortunate that we get along so well.
And would you say you had that kind of connection all throughout your childhood? Because I feel coming into adult now, it's just interesting. Like, some people may not have that connection with their siblings throughout childhood, but then they become adults and they become closer. Like, was that the case, or have you always been, really close?
No, we've always been very close. We have another brother too. We're all 1 year apart. So we have John, Jen, and Jason. So we also have 3 stepsisters as well. We grew up with them. They came into our family when I was like 5. So they've been a part of our lives our whole time. But yeah, Jason and I and my brothers have always been very close since we were young.
Okay. So that makes the transition a little bit easier. Did you guys have reptiles growing up, or was this something that Jason got into later on in life?
Jason got into reptiles. Like, my dad's always had animals. Like, we've had like farm animals, but nothing like reptile wise. Like, growing up, we've had like turkeys, pigs. Like, we had emus once. Yeah, just chickens. A lot of different like farm animals, geese, birds, all types of different birds, but no reptiles. Jason started getting into reptiles when he was in high school. He had a teacher who he's still very good friends with, and he sees them all the time still. They talk all the time. But his name is Brian, and that was his teacher in high school. And I think he had corn snakes in his classroom. And him and Jason had got close to the corn snakes. He used to help with the snakes in the classroom. So I think they became close, and then that's what spiked Jason's interest into reptiles. And then from that, he just grew. Like, I remember even when he was very young, like after high school, he still had like really nice reptiles, different kinds of things. I remember he had like bearded dragons. I know he got me a sulcata tortoise once. I think I got a chameleon from him. I don't know, just like random things when I was young too. Like,
yeah.
But like, I would say like 19-ish is when I had it. So he's always had reptiles since he was out of high school.
Okay. So you're kind of accustomed to that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like, looking at them is different.
Yeah, than working with them day in, day out. Would you say now you're pretty used to handling them, or is it more?
I do just fine with the ball pythons, but I do struggle with the boas still. We have boas. We also have some other species. I don't deal with anything other than the ball pythons. I do move some of the boas, but some of them are too big for me and
Um,
just a little too scary. So like when we do boa day, like he'll move all the boas for me and then I'll clean everything and he'll come back in and put them back. But
what kind of boas are they?
um
I'm not super up on. I don't know. If you know, that's okay. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Either. I don't know. I think they're pretty, but yeah, they intimidate me a little bit. So
I was really intimidated by them too. And then the first time I saw that they had live birth, I was like,
oh,
what is this? Disgusting. And the babies are like little snappers, so I was terrified of them. And
oh,
then I was so afraid of them that I like made myself hold one every single day until I got over it and I could just, and now I miss them because last year we didn't produce any boas. We didn't have any luck last year. So we're trying again this year. So hopefully we'll have some boa babies, but I do like the boas now. But yeah, I definitely was intimidated by them because they move and you're used to like the ball python where it does nothing. And I'm like, okay, finally I can deal with this.
yeah. No, I like them from afar, but I'm not super interested in keeping them. But they're pretty and challenging to breed. So hopefully you guys can get successful with
Yeah,
that.
I hope so too. We just had a not so fun day the other day. We had one of our boas slugged out, so that
Mm.
crappy way to start the season, but it happens.
I think I heard another one maybe with Dave Levinson, like if you're 50-50 with boas and you're having a really good season. So
Oh wow.
I guess
Okay.
if you ever, your expectations is that's the bar,
Good to
then
know.
maybe okay.
Not doing so bad, eh?
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, dang, you have to really, I mean, we all love it, yes, but for some of these species, you have to really, I don't say don't care about how things go, but have really thick skin to be able to just not have, be super like, oh, they're definitely gonna go, because some of these species are really hard to
Yeah, and
breed.
it's gotta be discouraging, I'm sure. Some people
Yeah.
put, like I know Jason gets so excited because he's put so many years and so much time and money and like invested so much in these projects that he's done like throughout the years and he's still investing in and working towards like even this coming season. So it's
Mm.
really exciting to see his passion for it, honestly. So that's like a driving point too. So I know that it must be so discouraging on the other end. Because to me, not knowing genetics or anything, I don't know it's a bad, like if it's like heartbreaking to him unless he tells me like, oh, this really sucks. And I'm like, oof, okay. I mean, obviously when it doesn't work out, it sucks all the way, but
Right. I guess it's kind of a positive of not really being into the genetics as much. Then you're not kind of like as heartbroken with things like that.
I think it helps too. Like I don't pick favorites when I'm cleaning. So I don't know if I'm cleaning a $10,000 snake or a $200 snake.
Yep.
This assembly line, just keep it going.
Yeah. And that's mainly how helping them, or what you do full time now is the cleaning, or do you use like marketing or what all, I guess.
No, I just do cleaning. Well, I do all the cleaning, so I keep the facility clean, and then just the shows, everything that has to do with the shows, setting up,
Okay.
all of that.
Do you like doing the shows? Like, are you
Yeah.
excited, or is it really stress? I find them a little bit stressful when I'm vending myself, but I still enjoy them. But
Well, it's different for me, I guess, because it's his business, so obviously I want him to do well.
yeah.
So it's not stressful for me. I just want it to be successful for him.
Okay.
Either way I get paid, you know what I mean? So like and I'm glad that he has me there, but I really want it to work out for him.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it gets like it's a little hard walking away from shows and it's not the best show, but then that's part of how it works. You could have a bad show and then the next show could be amazing.
That's
And
what I
that's
was
what
gonna bring
I've
up
seen.
too. Yeah. It's yeah, there's a yeah, I find that starting out is just try not to expect too much, because I feel like it's such a crapshoot. Maybe I know you guys had a really good Tinley, but also other shows have been, hard too, I think.
But then all of last year was really hard for it. Like we had a really hard year last year. So Tinley was like, okay, a little breather room. So yeah, but you take the good with the bad in this industry. Well, with anything, obviously. So I learned that really quick. It's like anything else.
Yeah, like I think, like I said, with shows, I kind of see them as like a crapshoot. It's either you bring the animals you have, but you don't really know what people are looking for. Like, would you say that, or were there things that you try to do differently for every show, or was it just like, hey, we're just gonna bring these what was your kind of mindset through that past last year?
Well, like the bigger shows, like Tinley, we know he that's important to him in Daytona. Like he knows the
Yep.
setup. It's the same setup every year. So he
Mhm.
knows what he's gonna bring, how much room we have, and he knows that's the higher end shows. So when we have other shows that aren't like that, we've been working towards like now we're using deli cups for some of the just because sometimes with the acrylics, if you have 5,000 and 7,000 and $8,000 snakes, somebody might look right past that and just keep going. So now we've decided, like, let's put some delis out, not so intimidating. So we do have pet stuff, but we also have high end stuff. So we try to like let the table kind of manage that so it doesn't look like it's all the high end.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. And I've heard that from other people too, like trying not to put your really, really high end stuff like at super eye level, like put it like just a little bit high. Cause if that's the first thing that people see, it kind of wigs them out. And then you kind of walk away from the table at that point. So it sounds like it's a similar deal.
Yeah, it's similar. So like we have the front and we do our acrylics and we have like the nice ones there, but we also like sometimes just in the acrylics we'll just taper down on the price as it goes like towards the end of the table or like the side tables we'll put the delis on and like shirts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just so there's something for everybody.
What, besides the big shows, what are some of the other shows you guys do in Florida? Just because I'm curious, because I might do some of them. I don't know. I've just been looking into them, but yeah.
There's a ton of Florida shows. The only one we do in Florida is the Daytona show. And then the other shows that we do Tinley twice a year. We do Southeast Reptile Expo twice a year. And then we do Charlotte.
Okay.
The
So
All-American Reptile and Plant Expo. So we do the Charlotte one.
okay. Okay. They just had that one not too long ago, right?
Yeah, that was last month.
Last month. There's just so many shows now. It's
I know.
hard to keep up with them all. Yeah. How have those shows? We have one in Kansas City, I think I've been to one time, but how have those shows been overall, you think, compared to like Tinley and Bob's and everything?
Oh goodness, compared to Tinley. I love you, Troy. It's nothing like Tinley. From what I've heard, like just talking to the customers and the locals, every time we've been to Charlotte, well, the both times that we've been to Charlotte, they're used to Repticon. And that's what I hear a lot of people saying, oh, this is like Repticon. This is like Repticon. Oh, Repticon does this. And I'm like, okay. So now you're more of like in the pet area, the people that are coming in. So it's definitely not as big as Tinley.
Right.
But it's still a great little show. But you have to know that it's kind of in the pet market going in there. Like when we bring our high end, we don't do as well. But a lot of our friends did well. We have our friend Dale was there. He's from Florida as well. So he was right across from us. He did pretty well. Our plant friends did amazing.
Plant people.
The plant people are taking over the world. And then we had like an oddities girl right next to us. She was there. It's the only show she does like in the reptile industry, and she's done very well at both of the shows. So even though it's not us, I see a lot of other people are doing pretty good. But it's definitely not like Tinley. I wouldn't compare it to Tinley.
Okay. That's good.
And Southeast Reptile Expo, I love that one too. That one is a little bit easier for us because it's a little bit closer. So they don't have to pay for my flights or Ubers or anything like that. So like the expense is a little less. So Southeast Reptile Expo really works out for us the best for the out of state shows. And it's a beautiful venue. I don't know. Oh yeah, you've seen it. So the last one was really beautiful. Yes,
that has become like one of my favorite shows, I think, overall. I went to Daytona last year, really liked that. When Tinley's Tinley, like it's packed, but Bob's show is just so, like, the venue's nice, it's very spaced out well. He tries to have a variety of species there. I hopefully will be able to start vending there next February. message him. Yeah, just because August is going to be a little bit helter skelter with the moving and all of that. So I was like, I was like, I don't think I could do the August one, but after that, I want to do it continuously just because I'm moving animals and all of that.
Yeah.
So
August is a hard month because we have 2 shows now, and then kids start school in August. So we have all of that. My daughter starts back to Daytona State again. So yeah, August is always hectic, but we'll get through it.
How many kids do you have?
I have 2. I have a boy, he's 15. He'll be 16 this summer. And then my daughter is 19. She'll be 20 in November.
Okay. Wow. And that's the one that's in college. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
my Daytona State baby. And then my son's in high school, obviously.
Yep. Does he know what he wants to do quite yet, or no? My brother's
He's talked about going into the military
a
lot lately. So I'm not sure, but then again, he's also talked about trade school. He doesn't want to do college.
Okay.
So I'm okay with that
Mhm.
academically. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm fine with him making that decision. But ultimately, yeah, it's his decision. So if he wants to choose the military, he can choose that, or he can do the trade school. I'm not really sure yet. He's not
Yeah.
sure either. He bounces around a lot. He's still young, immature. You know, not in a bad way, but you know what I mean. Boys are he's a teenage boy.
Yeah. I feel like they don't really mature until they're like, I thought 25, but I was wrong on that
I think
too.
it's like
So
58.
I mean, that probably makes sense. I would say now for past 40 now, I think. I thought 25, but yeah, no, definitely wrong on there. So it takes a long time. No, he'll figure it out. Yeah, I know. I was like, I won't say. I'll have people in my DMs being like, "What? No, he'll figure it out. It'll take some time." My sister's in the Coast Guard Academy, and that took us. I remember took my parents by surprise because we don't. I mean, we're from Indiana. I don't live near water. You know, I have some family that are in the Air Force, particularly, but it still kind of struck us surprising. But she got in the academy. That's what she does full time now out of school. So she enjoyed it. So yeah, you never know what they decide and want to do.
Yeah, just not being a bum. Like obviously my daughter, like we signed her up for college. Like we were doing all like the high school offered a bunch of opportunities to help parents and the seniors like get into the college, helped us with like the grants and everything like that. They had a bunch of like meetings at the school that parents could go to. So we were really fortunate to have those kind of things to help us out. So when she started, it was like we were already all set. Like the school had helped us. Daytona State had come to the college or to the high school. So everything was set up and ready to go with all those pre things that we had done.
Yep.
So once she started, it was good.
Smooth sailing. Yeah.
Yeah, she did really well too. So like I said, it'll be her first year once she finishes this week. So
Oh yeah, it is a big finals week. Yeah, because I'm at Mizzou's campus, and yeah, I've seen a lot of. Oh, I love the summer. It's so nice when they leave, and there's not many people here. I love it when college kids leave. Campus is dead.
I wanted her to like do the college classes, but she doesn't want to do it.
Oh, okay.
I just figure like if you just squish it all in, I promise you'll get done faster. And she's under my house, you know what I mean? So she has it easy right now. Like she doesn't have to worry about bills. She doesn't have to worry about anything. She just has to go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, she works too, but like she's a very good kid.
That's really nice. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, I really got lucky. I feel like I hit the jackpot.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, sounds like you're a good mom, and they're being successful. So I can tell you kind of light up when you talk about them. So I was like,
yes, I definitely am obsessed with my babies. That's the good thing about going to shows, though. I get like 60 hours away from them, so it's like I'm a little anxious because, I mean, what are they doing? They're teenagers. They're at my house.
yeah.
But they're good kids, and I have a camera, so
you check, make sure you're not having any like parties or anything like that.
Yeah, they'll always ask too. Like my daughter will be like, can this person and this like 5 people like spend the night? I'm like, sure, yeah, just be careful.
Are they into the reptiles at all, or not so much?
Well, we have a sulcata tortoise. It's my daughter's, and then we had, I think, 4 leopard geckos, and then I don't know, some other gecko that he got at one of the Daytona shows for like $20. We don't even know what it was. We've had it for like years. But then just recently, last month, actually, my daughter's father, he has a new stepson, so they were interested in them, and my son is not interested in them.
Mm.
So I was like, yes, please take them, because he's not showing them. Like half the time I'll go out there's no water. So like I'm always taking care of his animals. So he just lost interest, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He just got his permit like 6 months ago. So he's into other things right now.
Yep. Driving around and getting into other things. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think out of us, I was the only kid really into the animals. I mean, we grew up on a farm, and so we showed them. We all kind of showed when we were growing up. I think high school is really just kind of me that took it over, even though my parents were into it. So yeah, you never know like which kids are going to be into it or not, you know. So
Yeah, my daughter, she went to she was in the FFA Academy. It's
yeah,
a Future
I was
Farmers of
I was
America.
an FFA person, yeah, too.
Okay, yeah, so we did that for like 6 years.
Wow.
The very first summer, I literally had just left my husband, and 3 days later, she goes, "Mommy, I'm going to the school, or the school's giving me a goat for the summer. We have to take care of it." And I'm like, we show up, she gets 3 goats, and I'm like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Like she's in 7th grade. Like, so anyways, they ended up being able to stay there, and then we just had to help like with like we had to go there twice a day the entire summer. I was like, dear God.
Wow, that's a
It's
lot. That is a
it's
lot.
like a million degrees outside. I'm frustrated. Like and I remember I was searching like for like condos at the time. It was just such like a busy time, but it was nice because it kept her very very focused and very distracted by that. And it's
Mhm.
a lot of hard work. So I'm proud of those FFA kids. They put in a lot of work, especially in this heat, those barns, those shows, everything. One of
Oh,
the
yeah.
shows took our entire weekend. We had to be there 8 to 5. And I'm like,
Yep.
we had to take shifts. I had to call her dad. I'm like, hey, you need to come tomorrow. I can't do this again. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be back on Sunday, but you need to take a shift. And he was like, boy, what do you mean? And I was like, it's crazy out here.
Yep, that was a highlight of high school for me. The fair week was like it was like Christmas. I always looked forward to that every single year. And or my it was mainly with my dad because I did cows, so we had cows at the fair. And
Oh, I love cows.
yeah, I did horses too, but the show for that was before the cows, so that was my mom's thing. And then my dad. So yeah, we wake up at the crack of dawn there every day, and yeah, I would work the cows in the summer. I'd get up at like I don't know, 5 a.m. before school and like bathe them. And we had this huge blow dryer and I blow them out because you wanted like a lot of hair
Jeez.
on them. We were crazy. I mean, we built in like a air conditioned unit like in a stall. Like we we insulated it, we put an AC unit in there and kept it like 50 degrees like all year round. Then I would just bathe the cow, blow its hair out, and then just put it in there where it's dark and cool, and it would grow like all this hair and get like really woolly, and I'd like trim it up. That was like, this
The
brings back
spa.
yeah, yeah, spa. Because yeah, the more hair you can like shape it, and for the judge, that kind of makes them look, I don't know, bigger, I guess, more massive. So
Oh my goodness. I remember we had to shave all of the animals. Like the girl who was with us had she had a sheep or 1 or 2 sheep, and then we had the 3 goats. I'm like, I don't know how to do this, first of all. I don't even know that this is part of what we have to do. Like, I'm just showing up to be supportive, and then we get
yep.
locked in. And then I'm like, geez, I need my like boots to be out here. Like, we were in like the farm.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
But one of the guys who worked the event or whatever, he was really cool. Like, he let me go backstage, and there was like, I swear, I don't know if this is real, but there was like 100 different species of goats.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure half of them were deer. I was like, that is not a goat. It looks like a deer. Like there was
Yeah,
different animals. Yeah, it was crazy. So
interesting.
that's the cool part of like being involved in the FFA, like all the hard work, but then there's fun stuff too.
Yeah, trying to think of any other memories. But I did pigs too. I didn't really do
I
go.
did pigs when I was in. We
You
had
did
4-H when I was in a kid.
Yeah, 4-H. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, FFA was just kind of high school thing, but yeah, 4-H was when the whole
Yeah, I
fair
did
thing.
that. That was 5th grade, I think. And then once I was in 6th grade, I moved into the city with my mom. So, like, my dad and my brothers and my stepsisters all stayed in the country, and I was in the city, so we didn't have anything like that.
Okay. Okay, but you did it like a little bit before, and you said pigs, right?
Yeah, I did pigs for 4-H, but like my dad always had animals. So
Mm,
we always had pigs and geese and ducks and chickens and
yeah. What
things.
what breed was the pig? You remember?
God, I have no idea.
I did like the Berkshires or Berkshires, the real big, like kind of dark, oh yeah, darker colored, all brown, old kind of.
No, I just remember one day they brought a whole like trailer full of pigs and we got to pick one.
Okay, so it's probably just like a cross, maybe a crossbred or something like that. Yeah, yeah, I remember that too. Wicking with a stick. Around
I forgot the
the
stick.
time,
Yeah.
yeah, glad I practiced showmanship. I'd be
And then
like,
you can't smile, like, or whatever it is, like you know, when you're out there, like your body language, you're not allowed to smile. You have to have like a straight face.
yeah,
At least my daughter and them did.
I'd have that little like whip, and I'd just be like.
Yeah.
They trained us to make like a triangle, like the judge is like the point of the triangle, and then just kind of like back and forth. So that way you're always like in there, like eye level or eye input or something like that. I just remember. But yeah, on my Facebook there's some old pictures of me showing in the yeah, it brings back a lot of memories. That's where I kind of fell in love with animals, was through showing them and building that connection with them too. So
Yeah. Always having them around. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Same for me.
Yeah. Now my parents, yeah, we moved into farm middle schoolish, and yeah, that's where we got all the horses and cows and stuff like that. So yeah, bless my mom for she let me have a lot of pets when I was a kid. Hamsters, fish, and
Oh gosh.
no
Yeah.
snakes though. She's not big into the snakes, which is fine, but yeah.
Well, when the lockdown happened, that's when I was in that tiny little condo and we got ducks, we got hamster, we got 2 guinea pigs, the Holland Locked Dwarf bunny, all in my condo.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and then we got the geckos. We had geckos. Yeah, it was wild.
Wow. It was a lot. I don't know. I love learning how to take care of them all, and just the species, and they all have their own little personality. Hamsters are great. I had one in vet school, and I also remember it was on my surgery rotation, and it got out, and my dog got it. So I found it just like
Oh.
cold and dead on the floor as I woke up at like 4 a.m. to go into my surgery rotation. I was like, dang. I was like, this dang dog. I mean, it was just like, it wasn't like chewed up or nothing. It was just like, it was like a little wet, but it was just like dead. And I was like,
Kind of like my day.
yeah, except for this one just died.
Fatality.
At least it wasn't like traumatic, but it was so like sad or whatever. But yeah,
Of
so
course,
I can't have any little like furry pets anymore because dogs and cats. But yeah, it's cool to relive that a little bit. So you guys talked about the boas, ball pythons. What other species do you guys work with? Or
He's got hognose. He has a pair of hognose.
Okay.
They're the Western hognose, and then we only have a pair of those. And then he has a pair of carpet pythons. And then he's got an emerald tree boa, and what are those other ones? The chondros. If he's watching this, he seems like we went over this.
That's okay.
Green tree pythons. Why can't I think of that?
Yeah, I like them. Yeah, basins or emeralds. I'm still learning between those two. I think those are really, really cool.
Yeah, I don't touch any of those.
Just you just look. Do you look at them, or are they in a separate?
Those are at a separate place. Those are at his house.
Okay.
So he has a room that he has some animals in at his house too. But most of everything is at the facility.
Okay, most of the ball pythons and everything like that. Okay. Do you know how many clutches you guys will try to do this year, or is that totally him thing too?
No, I don't know how many we'll do this year. Hopefully we do as many as last year. I think we were around 6. We were above 60 last year, so close to 70. I don't think we hit 70. I could be wrong at that, but it was around 60 to 70.
Okay.
So hopefully somewhere in there. I don't know though. That's up to him. He might be scaling down a little bit, trying to focus more directly on exactly what he wants. I'm not sure.
So it's still a decent amount, but not like, I don't know. I hear people doing hundreds of clutches. I'm just like, how?
Oh God, no.
So many.
Yeah, so once they like right now I can get the whole room done by myself like within the week. I can do it and then I'm spot cleaning usually by Friday. I also have an assistant.
Hmm.
She's yeah, she's a female too. Her name's Abby.
Oh, cool.
She is my daughter's best friend, but she's in high school, so she actually is in an intern program.
Hmm.
So she actually gets credit and stuff for all these hours that she's doing. So
Really? That's so cool.
yeah, we just started that this year, so that was pretty exciting. And she'll be graduating this month, so that's even more exciting.
Okay. And what's she doing after she graduates?
She's going to college. I'm not sure what she's going for, but she'll still be working with us part time. She's only there like once, maybe twice a week sometimes,
Okay.
but mostly once a week just to help me with cleaning. She does all the babies, like she can get the babies done pretty quickly,
Mm-hmm.
so I can focus on everything else.
That's awesome too. I think that's a good way to get some help. I know some of it may not be super long term, but if I ever got to the point where I needed help, I would try to hit those high school kids that are looking for animal, especially if you have kids that are interested in wanting to become a vet. Those kids will literally do anything. Like yeah, because I remember how I
Right?
was like, they will do any experience. So
And you never know. Like she didn't expect, like, you know what I mean? All of a sudden one day she just wanted to see them, and then we got like she started like I did. Like she was just changing the waters, and then like I'm so impatient. So I was like, all right, let's try babies.
okay,
So she did really well though. She does great. So
awesome.
it's really nice to have a little bit of help too, because sometimes the cleaning gets a little overwhelming, and we have top tier husbandry over there. So
Do you have any tips, or is it just doing it on the dot week after week, or do you have a certain
I
schedule you do, or
I don't have a schedule, but I do keep track of what I do to keep me on schedule, if that makes sense. So like I have they gave me a big whiteboard, so I put in there. So every week, like every day I have Monday through Friday on there. So like Monday I'll go in and write down what I did, so that way I can keep like I'll keep it for a couple weeks
Mhm.
just to make sure, like in case like if I'm behind on anything, or like I don't know if I'm out for whatever reason. So like after Tinley I had to take a few days off.
Hmm.
So I was out. So like it keeps me on track, so that way I know that the whole room is getting taken care of, or where I left off and where I need to start, what I
Yeah.
didn't get to, what I need to do, or like even side things too. Like sometimes it's just nice to have little notes on there. It's like, or communication too, because Jason and I, like, although we work together, we are not in the facility together very often.
Okay.
So I pretty much work alone, and then I have Abby. Like maybe she comes after school. She gets out of school early, so she'll come one day a week, and then he's in there sometimes. But if he's in there, like we're in separate rooms.
Hmm.
Like he'll be in a different room. That way I can
Mhm.
just keep going.
Okay.
And my
Okay.
music is loud, and he hates it. So
Oh, no. Would you have a certain what's your favorite song, or do you have
oh god, I couldn't even tell you. I like so much different music. Like sometimes
a
it'll be 80s, or like just pop music or country. It's like all over the place. Sometimes it's metal. Like it's everywhere.
everywhere?
It
I have
doesn't make any sense.
I have a certain playlist I've been playing lately just to get school stuff done because it really gets me. I still listen to a lot of podcasts, but lately I've been more on the music side just because it's helping me stay on topic a little bit. Or I was cleaning the house this weekend, so I just put in that playlist and it gets me jazzed up and
Like when I was getting ready for this show, I was like, oh, let me put on my music.
but I don't know. I feel like I always stress people out. So usually if they're stressed,
No, not at all. No.
okay, after the show they're like, "Oh, that was so much easier than I was." I'm like, "Yeah, it's just a conversation. I'm not here to just grill you. I'm just just a conversation. I feel like I'm very easy to talk with." So yeah.
You don't need every genetic we have. You don't want all that information.
I mean, if the person's interested, sure, but if they're not, I mean, it's just getting to know the person and just helping build the confidence of the other person. It's doing an all female show can be hard sometimes because there's a lot of women that do not feel comfortable coming on screen or talking about things. I've kind of ran into that asking, trying to find people to come on. It's been hard the past several weeks. They're just not super comfortable about it. So
Well, if you need help reaching out to some women, I'll help you put the pressure on them.
okay, I'll reach out and be like, yeah, I have a list that I've been going through, but
Like
yeah,
Jen said you would do this show.
they're
Your
gonna
best friend Jen said.
they're gonna message you and be like, Jen, no, it's just, I mean, I think it's important we have have shows like this that, women can feel like they have a
Oh,
voice, and
absolutely.
talk,
Because
safe
when
place.
I'm at the shows too, and when I was new, it was like when you'd see other wives or like not sisters, but wives or like family, like when you see a woman, you're like, hi, friend, new friend.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's nice like that. So you meet a lot of females in this industry. So that's one of my favorite parts. It's like it's nice to have other females there.
Have you noticed like a difference in the past 4 years, like more women, or is there anything you've kind of noticed, you'd say, since doing this full time?
I wouldn't. I feel like there's always been a good amount of women in this industry,
Okay.
but maybe I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't know.
I just didn't know if your perspective at shows or anything. I don't know. Maybe it's too hard to tell for sure, but
Yeah, mostly it shows I'm stuck behind the table because
Mhm.
Jason likes to go shopping. Well, he claims he's going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Like 2 hours
wow,
later.
3 hours later, and your phone doesn't have service. Can you come back, please?
Oh, that's funny. That's
No,
funny.
he does like to walk around, and I like that because even though I don't know as much as everybody else, it's still helpful to have somebody behind the table.
Yeah, for sure. I done some shows, yeah, a lot of it just by myself. And yeah, I make friends like next to me that can watch the table. Man, it is so helpful to have somebody else there to just stay there while you
Right.
go to the bathroom or eat something.
Exactly. One of the first shows that I went to see him in Daytona, I had just popped in, and it was I don't even think I had the kids with me. So I was by myself, and he was like, can you stand here for like a minute so I can go to the bathroom real quick? And that's when I realized, like, wow, it's that important. Like, just having that little bit of help. So that's why I think a lot of wives tag along too, because just any help is good.
Yeah, and just I feel like even if you don't know all the genetics, just like a friendly face can just make people feel like more comfortable and talking to you and feel
And
like you're
sometimes men can be, okay, let me stop. Sometimes people are more intimidating, and they're not intimidating people, but you know what I mean? Like, I've even had men say, do I seem intimidating? Or I'm like, no, you seem fine, but I know you, and not Jason, just maybe he's not intimidating to me at all. But it's nice to have a woman at the table sometimes, I guess, to like, so everybody feels welcome, I guess, because there's a lot of kids and other like, customers and stuff, families. So we have a lot of families and stuff that come and see us still regularly. So that's always nice too. Like the moms of like anybody that comes, like our favorites, just customers and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I totally get yeah, I would agree with that too as well. Yeah,
There's
not
pros
that
and cons to that.
yeah, pros and cons. Some men I think are I get sort of intimidated sometimes. If I don't know you, if I don't know you well, then you know how I was at Tinley. I was like, all right, just gotta make sure MJ is like somewhere in my
Oh,
vicinity.
that's
Just like
me. I don't leave my brother's side. Like
yeah.
everywhere I go, I am right next to Jason. If not, I'm with one of my close friends. But like other than that, I'm always glued to somebody.
Yes. That's what I was like, okay, just as long as he's in my vicinity, okay.
Yeah, it's like that safety net. It's nice to have.
Yes.
I mean, not that you have to walk around like, scared or anything, but it's just nice. Like,
Just have your head on a swivel.
yeah.
In places that you haven't been to a lot before. So yeah, no, I think it's good to have that at the table too. And have you felt like your experience with Panera has helped in that like business side
Yeah.
of it? Okay. You
Oh,
talk
well,
about that
not,
a little bit.
I wouldn't say it's helped like Kittinger Reptiles as much because it's a totally different business than I've ever even, and
Mm,
I don't do anything with like the money and all of that stuff. So that's a whole different level that I'm not involved in. So, but just being in the background that I have, it's helpful because I've managed people my whole life. So that makes it easy to be out in front and be able to like approach people and say hello and like
mm.
just like you said, be that friendly face there. Like sometimes it's just nice to have somebody standing at the table when you want to get away. So those things are easy for me. Like talking to people, it's easy. And a lot of people like too, if you think about it, like when you have like the pet type of people, those are good for people like me because they're not asking about like they want to know how much this $50 snake is and what is it. You know what I mean? They don't want to know the genetics or the pairings or the breedings or what you feel like. Those are like easy things that keeps Jason like doing what he needs to be doing, and then I can help with things like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they just care about the look of it, and then often
or yeah, they just want to pet.
Yeah, want a pet and the temperament, which is it's kind of hard. I mean, some of them I'm so small that I know they're kind of individual temperaments, but those are hard questions to ask if you have so many. Like, it's
well, then you have like
you
the
know?
simple questions like, do they bite? Like, or just like, can I hold a snake? Like, you know, or just like those little questions that doesn't, you know, just he doesn't need to deal with.
Yeah, that you can step in, and I mean, it helps build the confidence, I think, of that person at the table, makes them stay there, interested in asking more questions. If they don't feel comfortable, they kind of just move on. And when there's so many vendors and it's competitive at the ball python scene, every little interaction matters, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. And that's like the thing with Jason and I, like even when I'm behind the table by myself, like I'm not on my phone, I'm not sitting down, like I'm always like making sure I say hello to everyone. It's just interacting, just engaging with everyone. I think that helps a little bit for sure, because maybe people are just passing by and then, oh, they want to look or whatever it is.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, it's brought me out of my comfort zone too. I was always an introvert, but this and then doing the shows, it's definitely helped me kind of get out of my shell a little bit. And those skills can be, even if you do this full time, great. But if you don't, you still can gain skills that can be applied elsewhere in life too, and just help with that. So I think if you look at it that way too, it kind of gets you okay.
Well, yeah. And when I think like learning anything new is a good opportunity. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody should be learning all the time.
Mm.
Well, that's just my opinion, but you know what I mean? Like learning new things, like I learned so much just being in this industry because it's so out of my realm of anything I've ever even thought about doing. So just even those little things, like learning like how to, like even just how to take care of animals or like sick animals, you know, like you learn so much.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as far as like the business and like the financial part of all that, like that's definitely Jason and Holly. That's all them.
That's all. Yeah. I mean, every business kind of works differently. And if you have a team of people and everybody, so we've kind of been to Canova's facility too and saw that like it's a kind of want it to be a well-oiled machine where everybody has their own part. They do that very, very well. And then it all kind of comes together. So if you have people trying to do multiple things, and that's where it gets kind of.
Yeah. And see, I think that's what helps us be so successful is we do have a very specific role for each one of us, and the three of us, there's Holly, Jason, and myself. So even though nobody gets to see Holly, she has an important job. Jason has the most important job, but then my job is crucial too. So you know what I mean? Like that team is just solid. So that's what helps us, you know, continue to be successful.
Yeah. I would say I always think of it kind of a basketball team too. Like you have the point guard, and if you have your kind of a role player and just do that very, very well, then it all comes together. So yeah.
Yeah, I apply that same kind of thing at my house too, because it's just me and my daughter and my son. So it's like, okay, I have my part, so you need to do your part. Like you need to get through school, you need to do this, you need to help with this, like little things like that. It's just the same thing, like always being on the same team. And that was kind of my background too. Like I had a staff, so I would have like 50 to 60 people on my team. So it's like being the leader all the time, you always had to make sure everyone's good. Like the morale is good. Everything has to be good. The business has to run good, and you can't do it if everybody's not doing their part. So that just goes with pretty much everything. Having a solid team definitely makes it work.
Something I'll kind of keep that in the back of my mind too as I start this new job. It's going to be we were talking backstage, but it's a very much, I'm coming in more of like a supervisor type, what it sounds like, which just kind of makes me a little bit nervous because I've always been a student. I've always been, the bottom of the barrel and the totem pole. And now it's like, oh no, I'm coming, so just kind of having that mindset of being in more of like a team.
I remember like when I first landed my Panera career, I was like 24 years old, and I had like everybody was men that were twice my age, and I was their boss. So that can be intimidating too. But like I said, like, I don't know, some people are just good leaders. and you'll do fine. Like, you don't seem like you have like an ego or anything getting in your way of, like, I don't see you like ruling with the iron fist. Like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
may play around like I do. I really don't though.
like, I'm the king. I'm Krista.
Oh no. I want people to feel like they matter and that they have a voice and listen to them. Because I mean, what makes a good team is everybody, I think, has a different background. So they bring new skills to the table that maybe you don't have or you don't know. So if you're not listening to that person, you're not going to get their viewpoint of it, which could be very valuable. So,
Yeah,
um,
and you have a good personality. You have like a mildness to you. So that's like that's a
right,
welcoming thing. You know what I mean? So people aren't going to be intimidated by you.
mm,
But if you have to step in right off the bat, like right as a boss right away, going in
yeah,
with the right attitude will change, like, the whole dynamic when you step in. So you'll be fine.
yeah. I appreciate. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think with animals too, they should always come first. So there always has to be some sort of sternness. I mean, at least with my job, it's a lot of regulatoriness, a lot of paperwork involved with the animals. So they should always be um, the number one primary concern. So yeah, with that, and everybody has to be on the same page with that too. Can't let stuff fall through the cracks there. But
Yeah, no, that's what I love about my job too. Like, even though the animals are my top priority, I still have that freedom. Like Jason being my boss, well, Jason and Holly being my boss, however you want to swing it. It's so nice because I have such a quality of life
mm,
because the animals are my top priority, so they don't ever have to wonder, like if I have to take the day off, or if I want to take a day, like whatever I need to do. Like, I'm going on
yeah.
vacation in a few weeks, so I'll be
Oh,
gone. But
nice.
there's never even like, oh no, you can't take that time off, or oh, like something with the kids. It's never even a question. Like,
Mm,
okay, all right, because they know that, like, even when I'm there, like, I don't have to clock in or tell anybody I'm there. I show up
mm,
every day at the same time.
mm,
I leave. If I'm leaving early, like, I'll shoot them a text like, hey, just so you know, I'm out, like, I'm leaving for the day. So I was like, all right, great, thanks, have a good day. Like, it's nothing.
mm.
It's such a good quality of life. I would never give this up unless I have to. Unless Jason pulls the plug one day and says, like, all right, we're done, we can't do it anymore.
Then
Yeah, other than that, I'm gonna stick this out.
and feel like I said with the whole family, it's really other have there been any challenges with working that family dynamic? I mean, it sounds like it's been pretty smooth sailing for the and that just comes from him being close, I think, growing up, would you say?
Yeah, and we don't talk to each other. Like, we're not nasty to each other. Like, we're just so raw with each other. So it doesn't, like, I don't know. We just have a great relationship. My
Mhm,
other brother's the same way. Like, we don't have conflict.
mm,
I
mhm.
can't really ever think of a time where like, we've always just been very supportive of each other. Even when our parents, like, we have parents, but definitely Jason, John, and I have always been very close, even when our parents weren't so involved.
Okay. Okay.
So that dynamic has never had any issues. Thank God.
Yeah, it makes it easy. Well, I mean, I feel like I get along with my siblings pretty well, but man, sometimes when holidays come around, you're all, you don't see each other all the time, and now you see each other, it's like after a few days, I'm just like, "Ugh, I need a friend." No, it sounds bad, but
Well, I
it's
think we understand each other really well too. Like, Jason knows me very well. And so it's just like, he knows, like, when I'm in a mood, like, he can read me really well. Like, it's easy. We just work so well together because we probably understand each other. Communications, it's fine. Like, there's no issues with that. So it's like, thankfully, it just works for us.
yeah, just yeah. Well, I mean, it's over time. I mean, growing up together as kids, all that sort of melds together in something like business like this. It's not. I think it's definitely special. Like I wouldn't say not every family would be able to do that. So
Oh
it's
yeah, I don't think so.
no. I'm just like is this too good to be true? No, they just really gel, and I was like, what are the challenges? It doesn't sound like there's any really challenges though with no, it's hmm,
I mean, I think communication helps. Like, we don't have any issues, and you know what I mean. I'm not like, if I need something, I'll ask for it. If Even if I don't need it, like, they're very generous to me. Like, it's just a really good
mhm,
team.
communication is huge. It's always better to over communicate than
Yeah.
under communicate. So I've always went about things
Yeah,
like
like even with me being in the room all the time, full time, it's easy. Like that helps us too because like if there's an issue, like I can be like, oh my gosh, Jason, this is happening, or this one has whatever. It's like I don't know. It could be anything. Like the bow
Yeah.
is slamming the cage. Like what do I do? Like always just being like even if he's not there, I know I can get a hold of him. If I
Mhm.
can't get a hold of him, I call Holly. Or
Mhm.
vice versa. I can always call one of them. One of them are going to answer. But we've never had issues to where it was like anything immediate or any bad problems.
Mhm.
Even like I there was one time I got scared, and I love Holly so much. You haven't got to meet her yet, but she's incredible. I hope you meet her in Daytona.
Yeah, I have her. Yeah, hopefully get to meet her. Maybe she'll wanna come on too as well.
She might be one of those apprehensive girls.
I have to use you to be like, hey.
Jen said. No, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, there was one time I had the boas out and I was by myself and Jason was not even anywhere. I don't know where he was, if he was out of town or what he was doing. But one of the big boas, I got it out to clean its cage, and then I would like 45 minutes I was fighting this thing. It got wrapped around a ladder and I'm like holding its head the entire time and I can't get to my phone and I don't know what to do.
Mm.
And so I'm like, hey Siri, call Holly or whatever I was trying to do. Like, and then I'm like, what is Holly gonna do? Holly literally told me, she was, I would have told you to leave it and just go. Like, let Jason deal with it when he gets back. And I'm like, so I was like so determined. I was like, okay, so I like, you know how you have to take a step away and like take a breather and like
Mhm.
get your composure back.
Mhm.
So once I did that, like I went back to the boa. It was still hissing and everything, but it wasn't like trying to strike him or anything. I was just so scared. So
Mhm.
finally I got a hold of it, got it back. And then like that was like the proudest moment.
Mm.
But that's what I love about her, because if anything gets crazy, she's like, nope, just leave it. Just go. Get out of there. Like she's just a great person. She doesn't, yeah, she doesn't want anything to happen to me. She's very, very easygoing.
It's awesome. Very no nonsense. Be like, oh, just leave it, leave and go.
Yeah.
It's not worth the stress. Not worth the.
No, because she like she doesn't handle the boas either, so she knows that
Mm.
like no, there's no reason.
Just Jason can
Jason's got it.
gotta just leave it. Yeah, they can be intimidating.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's like, and then you also don't want to stress it out anymore. Like, so that's what I think. Like, if I'm getting stressed out, then I'm stressing out this animal, and now we're just
yep.
gonna get. It's not gonna get any better.
Yep. No, they can definitely read you. I mean, I don't know about both specifically. Animals in general, yeah, I can definitely feel it. I used to help with dog training when I was younger, and yeah, people don't. Once you tell them, yeah, they can read your stress. So if you're stressed, and they're going to be stressed, and good luck trying to kind of control them in any way.
Yeah, you just have to, like I said, I just had to walk away for a minute and was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this.
Put in your heavy metal music and be like,
Five finger death punch. Let's go. Me
awesome.
versus the boa.
How big are the bows that you guys have?
I think the biggest one, I would say, again, like don't quote me on this. I think 9 foot.
Okay, that's pretty big.
Yeah, we had like those are the ones that Jason deals with. Like I can handle some of the males, and like the sun glow is probably like the biggest I can deal with.
Hmm.
But we've also got an Argentine. She's big.
Big.
We've got two. I don't know. I just call them like, like the big ones, like the huge ones. But
Yeah.
they're pretty. Like they're not like even when he takes them out, like they're beautiful. They're not crazy. It's just they're too big for me.
Mhm,
I
mhm,
remember one time I had taken out one of the biggest ones because I used to be able to do the boas on my own. Like I finally had worked up to it. But then like just this last year, like I had taken one out last year and like her bottom half had like the big one like had like flopped on the ground and I felt bad. I'm like, oh, like she's too big for me. Like I can't do this. Like I didn't want her to get hurt. So I just put her back.
mhm.
And then Jason, that's when he started helping me with them.
Okay, helping you out a little bit.
Yeah.
That'll be a few years. You'll be like, "Hey, I did it! I could do the
Yeah,
bow."
I would get so pumped because I'd have to like talk myself into even starting the bows. I'm like, okay, you can do this. You can do this. It's like a little pep talk, like getting yourself ready. And then it's like when you accomplish it, I'm like, God, I'm such a badass.
Yeah. That's. How many do you guys have? I can't forget.
We only have, how many boas do we have now? I think we have three, maybe 12.
Oh, that's a decent amount.
I could be wrong. Maybe 9. 9 boas. We have the emerald tree boa, but that's not at the facility.
Okay. Yeah.
That's somewhere else breeding. And then, yeah, I think 9.
Okay. Is that something, an area that he's wanting to like expand in, or is there anything else species wise you guys are wanting to get into more, or?
Well, that's where the hognose come in. So we
Okay.
bought that. He bought that pair of hognose last year. So I think they're up to size now. Um, and then the green tree pythons. I think we've got 12 of those. So that's what he's going to be working on. I know he paired. Some of them are they're still small, the ones at his house, but the ones at the facility, he paired them already. So
Okay.
hopefully. And then, like I said, the emerald tree boa is off with someone else. Like they're working on a project together. So
Okay. Okay.
I don't really know anything about that. So yeah, the hognose and then the green tree pythons and then hopefully some boas this year. But
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I
I
think
mean, he's got a lot of exciting morphs in his,
oh,
in his holdbacks that he's working with. So
okay.
I'm sure he has a lot of things he's excited about producing this year.
Okay. Do
But I
you
can't
know it?
name any of them.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was like. Maybe I'll ask her, but it's
I don't know,
okay.
maybe like something puzzly or
Maybe I know you guys have some Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the hypo stuff. Honestly, seeing them is what kind of got me into I'm doing it with Sunset as well, but the hypo Sunset
Okay.
stuff, like, it just glows. Like, just like with the OD, it's just like some of them is just OD hypo puzzle or OD YB, just absolutely stunning animal, and as they age, they just look great.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of beautiful different animals, but the Xanthics definitely have been like the showstopper at the last few shows.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I don't have any myself. If I want to get bigger in the future, maybe add it. But yeah, I think I remember it. Maybe it was Tinley having some like Xanthic hypo puzzle, like True Ghost puzzle type pieces. So I think that would look pretty cool. I think Xanthic puzzle is gonna look awesome. So
yeah.
well, I think some people have made, I guess, True Ghost puzzle already, but I think it's still a pretty good project. So
Yeah, and I know he works some projects with Barry Swope. Have you met Barry Swope yet?
I
Barry
think
Swope?
I don't know if I've met him like directly, but he was definitely at that table at Tinley that we were all like hanging around
Oh, he
at.
was at Tinley this year. That's right. I
Yeah,
forgot. Okay,
I've
yeah, he'll
definitely
be at Daytona
seen
too.
him. Okay, I've
Yeah, so
seen
they've been
him.
friends for a long time.
Okay, he does a lot of puzzle stuff, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what is that all he does is puzzle?
I know he's known for puzzle, but I don't know what else he has.
Okay, to look into it. I think I've heard him from other people. Like he's like one that really
Puzzle
like has
guy.
a small collection and really like focuses on one thing, and that's something I also kind of want to do. So I kind of look up to him for that. So, but yeah,
He's a really nice guy too. So
okay. Often, yeah, I'm sure. I know we've seen each other like in passing, but I don't think we've formally like introduced.
Well,
each
he'll
other.
be in Daytona. He'll be wearing a
Yep.
Kittinger Reptiles shirt. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
He'll be helping you guys at your table.
He does not help us. Barry likes to last Daytona he was at the table some, but that's because he had some animals at our table. But
Okay.
so he might be there if he brings animals to Daytona at our table, yes, and maybe he'll stay behind the table for a little bit. But he's just as bad as Jason.
Oh yeah, he's like, all right, I'm gonna go and shop. I'll be back.
Yeah, I don't expect anything out of Barry though. Like like whatever, go do your thing. Like
Yeah.
I would be the same if it was like, I don't know, a shoe convention or a purse convention. I'd be like, oh my God. Like, so I get it. It's their thing. And I know it's not my thing. So I don't really need to be wandering around.
Yeah. We talked about that. The role is super, super important to be there and help, to talk to people. It definitely helps with the whole business move and all of that thing. And so.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Any questions that they have, if I can't answer like the simple ones, he's right there. Or like you said, we always vend right next to somebody who's always helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like they'll be behind our table and I'll be like, can you help me? They have a question. Can you answer it?
Sure, yeah.
But everybody's so good about that.
Are there a Daytona? Are you guys always in the same spot, or do you always move around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same spot.
Who's right beside you? typically?
Well, Daytona, it keeps changing. We've had this very nice guy. I think he has monitors. He only has a couple things at his tables, but he's super sweet. So he's right when you walk in the door. He has one tiny table right next to ours, and then we have our setup, and then next to us, it's not somebody I know, but somebody with ball pythons.
Okay.
Next to us.
Okay.
And then usually Hardwire Exotics. Oh no, they were moved last year. I don't know. Other people are moved around, but we're always in the same spot.
Same spot. Yeah. I really liked that show. I'm really excited. But yeah, driving distance for me this year. And maybe in the future, maybe I'd vend it, I think. It'd be fun to vend that one, depending on how long it keeps going for. But yeah, I've always liked that show.
Right. Yeah, I wondered that too.
Yeah, how do you know any I mean as far as I know, it's just continuing to go on. So there's no I've not heard anything of it like stopping anytime soon.
I don't know anything about that either.
Okay.
Hopefully it continues. I mean, maybe somebody else will take it over. I don't know.
Such a great location, like right on the beach. It's great, like vacation for the families and all of that.
Oh, I love it because it's close to me too. So we still get hotels, even though, but it's nice to be on the beach and have to wake up like right there. And who doesn't want to wake up at the beach? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You see the sunrise? Yeah, right. I'd wake up for that every day.
Oh yeah. I'm really excited to move down there. So let me check and see if there's any questions in the chat. Yeah, we can. It's a little over an hour. I'll play some. Let me play some commercials, and then we'll come back and finish things up. It's past your bedtime, I know.
Yeah, I'm old, Krista. Okay.
Okay. Let me play some. We'll be right back.
One of the biggest growths we have in the reptile industry today are the rare species of reptiles that aren't worked with. That's right. That's why I went ahead and partnered up again with Brian Susan over at SUNDOWN Reptiles. Brian works with species such as kahua geckos, gargoyle geckos, all species of tree monitors. He works with abronia and many other cool species geckos that you can check out all on his website. Head over to sundownreptiles.com, see what he has available. Brian's one of the best doing it in the reptile industry today. He's been on the show multiple times, so make sure you check out all of Brian Susan's episodes on Trap Talk Reptile Network. But more importantly, for the highest quality of captive bred reptiles, make sure you head over to sundownreptiles.com and make sure you give him a follow on Instagram. Thank you again, Brian Susan over at Sundown Reptiles. One of the things I love about being a part of the reptile industry is all the learning, okay? Learning can be fun, and I can prove that to you. Thank you so much to today's sponsor, Gary Scavino over at gs.reptiles. I highly recommend you head over to his YouTube channel, follow all this man's content when it comes to learning about rare species of snakes you could be keeping in the hobby, and also just finding out how easy a lot of these rare species of snakes are to keep in general. So thank you so much, Gary Scavino of GS Reptiles. Again, head over to his YouTube channel. Also head over to his Instagram to be on top of all of his current work and be ready for a big year over at GS Reptiles. Thank you so much, Gary, for your ongoing support. I really appreciate it. Cheers. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. You know, longevity is one of the biggest things I strive for when it comes to thinking about being a part of the reptile industry. That's why I'm very proud about today's sponsor, Mark Bailey over at Mark Bailey Reptiles. 40 plus years, full-time reptile keeper, enthusiast. This guy, you can catch all his amazing ball python projects on MORPH Market. So make sure you head over to MORPH Market, and that's Mark Bailey Reptiles on MORPH Market. See what he has available currently. And I gotta tell you one thing, he's one of the biggest and most respected ball python breeders we have today in the ball python game. So shout out to Mark Bailey over at Mark Bailey Reptiles. Thank you for all the support. And again, make sure you head over to his account on MORPH Market, see what he has available. Thank you so much, Mark Bailey over at Mark Bailey Reptiles. If you want to be organized, if you want to be cutting edge in the ball python game, then you don't want to miss this. Shout out to today's sponsor, and that's Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. No better place to start off than by using this app. Clutch is an organization app that helps you organize all your ball python projects. It also helps your peers and your fellow community members look at what you possibly have coming for the upcoming ball python season, what you have currently available on MORPH Market. It's so awesome to be ahead of the game by using organization app like Clutch. Thank you so much, the entire Clutch team, amazing team over at Clutch. If I were you, I would head over to Clutch's Instagram account, and I would also head over to their website, try it out, see how it works for you, but especially if you're just now coming into this, before you build your reptile collection, I would do it organized, and I would do it with Clutch. Thank you, Clutch, for being so amazing. Excited to hear what Clutch has to bring in the near future. Cheers.
Okay, we're back. Oh, so she does such a great job with those commercials. So
I know.
I need to get better organized too. So I'm kind of waiting till after I move. So everything I'm just putting.
Yeah, you have a lot going on.
Yeah,
you get a free pass on all the organization right now.
Yeah, so I'm like, animals are taken care of. They're being clean, fed, watered. That's all I'm just doing that right now. And I'm not breeding a whole lot this year just because I don't want to have to move a ton of babies. So and finishing up school has been a trip. So
yeah, that's a lot to deal with all at one time.
Oh yeah, yep, that's why.
But it's gonna be worth it, every bit of it.
Oh yeah, my family keeps asking. I'm excited. I'm like, yes, I'm trying to get through school right now. It's just been, yeah. I mean, I know PhD is hard, but doing it, you're actually like, oh, it's not very fun.
Yeah, but no one can take that away from you.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, you have that for the rest of your life, and it's almost done. Like, you're literally done.
Few more months.
Insane. Yeah, that's it. Your whole life is about to start.
In
the best state ever. What?
I know. I want to go. I mean, I've been to Disney World before, but I want to go to that. They have the new Mario one in there.
Is it Disney? I thought that was at Universal, maybe. No.
It's still in Florida, though, I saw, because I had on the list to go. It's like a Mario World, and then some kind of like DreamWorks. Like, I saw they had like the How to Train Your Dragon stuff. I don't know. I think those are in Florida. And I was like, oh, okay.
Every theme park's here, so we have everything. I just can't think off the top of my head. I'm not a huge fan of Disney. It's been the same since I was like 4.
Okay.
And it's like, I think even Florida residents like almost $200 to get in.
Oh, really?
You know how hot it is? I can't believe that people spend their whole lives waiting to go on vacation here. Bamboozled. You're going to have a heat stroke. They don't even sell alcohol at Disney. Let's start with that. I didn't know that. My mom friends and I went like years ago, and we had the kids, and we were like, okay, we need a drink. And we looked everywhere and like, oh, we don't sell it. You have to go to a different park. And we're like, oh my God, it's 100 degrees. We have the kids. Everybody's no, it's just not my thing. I like the water parks because it's just so hot.
Yeah. That's surprising they don't do the alcohol part of it.
Just at Magic Kingdom, but even like SeaWorld's my favorite. They have bars everywhere. They have animals everywhere. Like we go to SeaWorld all the time. We've had annual passes for like 7 years. It's way more affordable too.
Okay, I'll have to go to that one when I move. I've been there before, but I don't remember. I was a kid, like teens maybe. We did that.
I'll go with you if you need someone.
Okay, we can play today. No, yeah, I did, and we did. But yeah, it's been a very, very long time. I think the most recent trip we did is when they had the Star Wars opening at Disney World. We took a family trip there because my dad and brothers were really into that.
What was that, like 5 years ago, maybe?
I think so. It's when the very first year we went for Christmas. Oh my goodness, it was like so packed. It was not a whole lot of fun, but I'll have to go in the off season if there is such a thing.
Yeah, I have friends that have Disney passes. She just goes out there. She's in like a day drinking club at Disney. So she goes out there all the time on like Fridays, she's off on Fridays. I'm like, but she's like my age, her daughter just graduated too. So she's got a lot of freedom.
Okay.
Yeah, there's fun stuff out there. They have Disney's crazy. Some people, it's like their whole life. You'll see.
Okay, I'll see
you'll see those people.
The crazy people.
Yeah.
I've always liked it. We're not crazy Disney family though. We've been there a few times, but I don't know. My family's at the point where they just want to chill, beach, pool. That's all they kind of want to do.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I think this year though for Christmas we usually go to Florida, but I think we'll go to Virginia Beach. My sister will be there with so yeah, we'll do something different this year. So yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. See if anybody's in the chat before we start kind of wrapping this up. It's went by pretty fast, so it's been great kind of having you on.
Thanks for making it so easy.
Yeah, try not to ask all, I don't know. I just, like I said, make it like a conversation and just, I don't want to ask the gene questions or any of that or make you make you nervous or anything like that. So, I guess it's kind of, maybe from your perspective of, not having so much of a reptile background, I kind of like that part of it too. What's been like the biggest thing you would say since doing this the last 4 years that's kind of taken you by surprise, just from somebody not having a background? And is it just people spending this amount of money on snakes, or have you noticed things
that and well, I mean,
market?
that's crazy. But then also seeing all the different types of animals, like, and also being so close to other animals. Like I've never held a kangaroo or a wallaby, but I did that last year. Like I've held an owl, like, you know what I mean? Like things you don't get to do unless you're
Right.
at like these shows and somebody knows somebody, you know what I mean? So it's like cool to experience different exotic animals. That's definitely my biggest takeaway from what I've learned. And yeah, like what you said in the beginning, yeah, that too, like that's crazy, but I think I've just gotten used to that.
Okay, yeah,
Like you see it at the shows, people like, like the pet people are like, oh my God, that thing is $7,000. Why? And I'm like, well, genetics.
trying to, well, I mean, it gets to a point where it's a little bit harder to explain because there's some animals that arguably I would say look prettier than like the more expensive stuff, especially if it's got a lot of hets in it.
1,000%, I can agree with that.
Then it really confuses them. But even some recessive stuff though, even though it's got a double recessive, some like, just codom stuff looks prettier in some aspects of it. So you're trying to explain that to people is hard.
Yeah, and what I like is not the same thing with other people. You know what I mean? Like I'll be like, oh, that's so pretty. And Jason's like, oh, that's whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then I look at some of the high-end ones and I'm like, don't we have like 10 of those?
Yeah. That's probably been the biggest thing. Some people I'm like, are you blind? Like I'm just like, I think it's so pretty that other people are like, man. And I'm just like, how? Like probably the sunset ultramel. I think some people just will hate sunset regardless of what it's with. But they're like, how about the sunset ultra? I'm like, how? The animal is like literally golden, and how can you not like it? So it just blows my mind. But everybody has their own different tastes, is what I've just learned. So
yeah, I always say something about our sunsets. I'm like, I don't get it. It doesn't look, I've seen a million sunsets. It doesn't look like this.
I didn't know you work some sunset stuff.
Yeah,
too.
no, yeah, we have some.
Yeah, it's a challenging gene. I don't know. I just for whatever reason like it. I don't know. Just some stuff.
He's had it for a while. I remember it specifically because one of our dear friends, Blake Bishop. Yeah, he's a great kid. Him and Tiffany. We had a sunset that he really wanted. And I think at the time it was, I want to say 10 grand.
Oh wow.
I could be wrong. This is a couple years ago. And I still look at that snake and I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it. It's not pretty to me. And like I said, it's just my opinion. But I don't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of people would agree. There's some combos. No, I don't like with that GHI sunset. Not so much. Or some of the darker stuff, I think it just mutes it too much. But yeah, I get like just a single gene sunset. I can see what, as an adult, I can see why people are like, I don't know. But I think combined with other stuff, it could be. It's just me though.
Yeah, and I mean, I look at some of the snakes, I'm just like, oh, okay. But like I said, they all get treated the same. So
yeah. Do you have a particular favorite?
I do. I don't know I don't have a particular, like, I don't have a favorite gene. I just know that we have like this yellow snake with green eyes, and she's so pretty. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's like a light yellow. She's really pretty. She's got green eyes. She's just sweet. I don't know. We have some with like hearts on them. So like the dumb ones are like the smiley face one that we had. We sold him. But like those are like always my favorites. We have this one. It's all gray. It's not even cute. I don't even know why I like it, but just like little things that you like about them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Some of them have their own personalities. Yeah, I had a few smiley face clown pies that people really, really, really liked those. And they're like, can you control if it has a smiley face? I'm like, no, that's just pure.
Or the last thing, did you put that on there? And I'm like,
yeah. Like, what?
Is that real fun? Like something like you don't know. Like I had a guy ask me at one of the shows. He's like, "How do you get all these animals? Do you go out into the jungle and catch them?" And I was like, "No, these are captive bred." Like, so
That's
it's like those little
crazy.
questions. You know what I mean? At least I'm there for those kinds of things. Jason
Yeah.
can save his like brain a little bit on like the little, the pet, like because people don't know, and it's cool. Like it's fine to ask those
Yeah.
things because I didn't know anything.
Yeah. Yeah. You always have to look at it from their perspective for sure. What's been the craziest question you've ever been asked? Like
Snake related?
yeah. Yes.
Let's keep it snake related. I don't know, just little things like that. I just feel like they're like little buffer questions, like just silly things, like all the little ones, like why is the snake so much? This one looks exactly the same, and this one is 7,000. This one's 500. Like
Yeah.
they look the same to me. Well, they're not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Things like that. Yeah, just nothing. I can't think of anything crazy that I've
Crazy.
been asked. I mean, there's crazy people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So-
I've definitely seen that. Probably the craziest one. I had people ask if they ate crickets. And that kind of like took me by surprise. I'm like, I feel like I don't want to judge, but I'm like, I feel like if you're at the reptile show, then maybe you've seen like, but
No,
you've seen Animal
no.
Planet and like know that they eat rodents, but no.
No, yeah, we've got that before. Like,
Yeah, that took me by surprise.
not crickets, but yeah, it's just I wouldn't say silly questions, but people just really don't know, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
Like,
that.
who cares? At least they're there, you know.
Trying to
And
learn.
even if they're not gonna be, if maybe they don't want a python, but people leave the show with something. Like
Mhm.
even when I have friends come to the Daytona show, they're not coming to buy a ball python from me, but they'll leave with bags of like plants or accessories or anything you could think of. Like they leave with something. So
Mhm.
everybody's benefiting no matter what. They're going to buy
Mhm.
something from someone.
True. Yep.
Like even me, I'm at the shows all the time, and you will never see me buy a ball python.
Yes. Right, we have
I
plenty
leave
of
with the
those out.
dumbest things like rocks, plants, anything but an animal.
Okay.
So
I've been better at shows about not buying. I don't know. I'm trying not to just impulse but I have to have a plan if I'm actually looking for something. But I have bought some animals at shows, but I feel like they've been good buys. But
yeah, and with your schedule right now, like yeah, you'll be more, you'll be more strict on what you're. Well, hopefully, with your big move. I don't know. Maybe when you get to Daytona, you're like, hey, I'm already here. Let's go wild.
just started that new job, got my first paycheck. No.
Right?
No, I'm trying to keep stuff small. Like I just have, I think snake wise, like 45 maybe right now. There's a few I want to sell before I move, just to condense stuff a little bit more. But yeah, it's kind of where I want to stay at as a base for the most part, and then just work the projects and go from there because you can sink a lot of money into this, and I kind of worries me. Sometimes I've only been in a few years when I pay for something, and then last year was like double or like triple the price. And then if you think like that, it kind of gets you in a weird spot. So try not to think about it like that.
Yeah, that's why I say like you have to take the good with the bad in this industry because you don't control the market.
Right. Can just control like what you make. Oh, something.
Dog.
Oh, your dog. I saw you make a face. I was like, oh no, is there a kid like coming in?
No, I was trying to throw a marker at it. He's in his cage being crazy.
Oh, okay. We'll wrap it up a little bit too. Thank you. If you guys have any questions, put them in. Kind of wrap it up here in a few minutes. I like to keep it like hour and a half, and we're about there. So okay, cool. We'll give a few more minutes for questions before I wrap it up. But yeah, I think just focusing on producing what you like is what I've kind of just came down to, and just kind of focus on that instead of just buy all the time, because you can just, I mean, it depends on where you're at in life and all of that, but you can sink a ton of money in it, and just if you're not careful, which I mean, if you're okay with that, you're okay with that. But if that's all you're thinking about is the money side of it, then you could get burnt out a little bit of it, because it's going to take a while to grow them up, breed them, and
that's the thing. Yeah, I know. Me and Jason were just talking about a snake that he bought a couple years ago, and he was trying to breed it last year, and he's having a hard time getting size on her, and it was an expensive snake.
Yeah,
I won't say who we bought it from, but we bought it as a female, and he sexed it recently, and it's male. That's why I didn't get any size.
Okay.
So yeah, it happens though. It happens, and he couldn't get it. He couldn't sext it for whatever reason. He couldn't get it to pop himself, so he just trusted that it was what it was, because And then yeah, so he bought it as a baby, and he grew it up, but he was like I said, he's having trouble putting size on it, and then it turned out to be a male. So.
Yeah, that could be frustrating, especially.
Oh, that sucks, especially for what he was. Yeah.
Paid for it. Yeah, then it could be probably as a male worth. Yeah, because the males are usually worth a lot, worth less essentially.
Yeah.
So,
well, especially it was a project animal too, so it was a loss. Now it's a loss.
Dang, that's
no.
Yeah. You gotta take the good with the bad, as we said, and financially be at a place where you could take those losses. And we have a pretty good question from Brian. Is it smarter to focus your goals on projects? And if you're looking to add just a little bit of one gene, is it likely better to get it in one female? Correct. Let me think about that. Trying to read through what they're trying to say.
Well, I guess it depends on what males you have.
He's like, or is that I don't know. Repeat the question, Ryan, as I'm trying to focus on what it is. Focus your goals on projects. Ever look at it? I think it's very dependent on what project it is and what gene you're trying to do. I know like Justin a little bit, if it's like maybe a lesser worked or lesser known gene, you can usually find it cheap and just get a female, and he's always like, just get in a female and put it on the shelf if it's a gene that you're
make sure it's a female.
Yeah, make sure it's a female. A gene that you just want to, put on the shelf, and something you don't want in everything. But I think it's here he's kind of high in genetics like Bang or Scrambler. If you only want a little, we better to get a male. I mean, if you only want a little, I think the female, because if it's in the male and you're breeding it to multiple animals, you're going to spread around the genetics more. That in my I think that's maybe what Justin also says in my whatever I hear is meetings. If you just want to play around with the genes better in a female, you could just put on the shelf, grow it up, and do it that way. I don't know. That's my thought. I think it's very...
So great question. Good job, Krista.
I don't know. That's how I I got recently. I like Grim a lot. It's kind of like a Granity type gene, and so it has a super version that it likes. So I just found like a Grim. She's het for hypo too, but I found her pretty affordable. I can just put her in the rack and grow her up, and then kind of take different things to her too. For stuff that has a super, I also like having that in the female, because then the time you take to raise it up and then they can produce that gene, then you can just breed it right back to them to create the super like a lot faster, versus having in the male, breeding that, then getting the one version, then growing that up to only make the super. So I don't know. That's another thing I like too with the females, is having genes with supers in the female part of it. Oh yeah, cool. Ryan, he likes Grim. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna put it like in my hypo sunset puzzle stuff and just see what it does. I don't know. I have to look it up when you're done, but it has a pretty cool Granity type look, and the super. I really like the super. So yeah,
we don't work with that gene, so I don't even know what it looks like.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a picture when we're it's very like subtle in like the singular form, but I've just seen some of those supers that I don't know. I just like the look of it. I don't know. I kind of like try to find genes that are different, that I kind of like, that I can just play around with, that are just different maybe.
Well, when you're doing it with something that you like, that's where the passion comes in too. So
right.
Like you said, instead of throwing a bunch of stuff out there and seeing what you got, like focusing on which projects you actually want to work towards.
That took
financially, that would be the best bet.
Yes, that kind of taking a few years. At first when I jumped, I feel like everybody does too. They just start doing all these like triple and quad recessives, and at one point I was like, I just want to stay small. Like it doesn't make sense to do all of these, because we don't think people realize the amount of animals it takes to hit the combos they want. And I got like just more focus on just a couple projects, and I'm good with that. So
the trending markets, that plays a big role.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've probably seen the last few years. I mean, I've just seen in the past 2 that I've been into it, like the trend just changes like overnight. Like, good luck trying to catch it or whatever. Just make what you like, and hey, if other people like it, fantastic, great.
Yeah, you can spend years trying to hit exactly what you're looking for, and then
it's like whoop. The market,
but that's okay though. Like I said, it's a changing market, like just like everything else.
Right. Yep. You have to do it for what you love, and go forward with that. So yep, I think that's. Trying to see any other questions. Mission says, good evening. Yep. See you in Daytona. Yep. That's where I'll see. Any other shows you guys are doing before then, or is that kind of the next show?
Southeast Reptile Expo is first, and then Daytona.
Okay. That's the weekend before. I don't know if I'll make the Southeast one or not. It might be, I know I'll have to fly back in August to school and do my PhD defense. So August will be a little crazy traveling wise. So we'll see, but won't say I'm going there 100% sure yet. So, okay, cool. Well, great show. Kind of wrap things up. How can people like follow you? Obviously, you're Kittinger, but you have your own personal Instagram too. Is that how people can like reach out to you? Or that's more of like your personal Instagram though, correct?
Yeah. I mean, I use like there's 1,000 people on there that are reptile people, but whatever you posted, I can't even think of what is it? Jennifer Lynn is my Instagram, I think.
I think so.
You know, I can't even tell you what my my Facebook is because I don't know. I just click on the icon every day.
Yeah.
I know I took my last name off of it a couple years ago.
Okay.
Just 'cause it would make it too easy to find me.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's fair too. Okay. Yeah. Anything else you want to say, or to the
Oh, just thank you so much for having me, and good luck with everything in the next few weeks, months. You have a lot going on, so I hope that all works out for you.
Yeah, I hope. Let's hope. No, this past
prayer for you.
This past week has been crazy. So yeah, hopefully I'll settle down at some point and just keep putting my head down and working. So this is kind of like a nice little outlet for me to kind of like escape it and everything.
Good. Well, no, I definitely appreciate you having me on, and thank you to whoever was in the chat. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah,
it means a lot to us for sure.
Yeah, a lot of love in the chat. I've heard nothing but good things about you guys, and so a lot of people recommended having you on and talking to you. So yeah, it was great, and really like what you guys do and who you are, and yeah, had a great time. So
well, thank you. We appreciate that. Nice words. Thank you.
Yep.
So yeah, same to you guys. Thanks again.
All right, perfect. I'll put you backstage, and you can get to bed. Get to work tomorrow.
Get this makeup off.
Fantastic show. No, it was a lot of fun. All right. Have a good night, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Right. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around. It was a great show. Hope you all have a great start to your week. Next week, I think I have Mariah from Reptile. So if you guys look up Reptile, she creates a lot of like care guides. So really excited to have her on next week and talk about her work with that. So if you guys have any questions, reach out. Like I said, hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys same time, same place next Sunday.